in the African desert, there'll be like a herd of animals running, and then the lame one kind of falls off, and then the lions get that lame one. Like, the whole herd doesn't turn back to get that one lame one. And that could be your grandmother or something, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's really hard to be married to as well when I'm trying to make it nice and you're just trying to like stop from being nice. Just if I can be honest. So I was ready to throw in the towel. I was ready to make every excuse and just not do it because I knew that as soon as I have to step up, like it's on. And there's no going back.
When I started pursuing my first 30-day year, I cut everything and everyone but my family out of my life. Hey, I'm Dave Conway, and I'm here with my wife, Jacqueline. Welcome to the 30-Day Year podcast. Here, we explore ideas, philosophies, and real stories to help you take your annual income and turn it into your monthly income. Join us each week as we challenge conventional thinking around success, business growth, and building a life of true freedom. This podcast is created with your growth in mind. To help us reach more people and to make sure you never miss an episode, please like and subscribe. Let's get started.
So today we're diving into the role of environment in achieving a 30-day year. And I think this is going to be a hot topic. And we've got a lot of really great ideas to present to everyone today, and I'm going to really pick your brain. So I hope you're ready.
Environment is everything.
Okay. And you're ready? Okay, good.
I hope so.
Okay, good. And I think anyone that's listening will agree that this is everything, like just like what you said. It is super important. And I think after this conversation, it'll give even more context to why it's so important, but also better yet, how you can kind of harness it. And I don't want to be like, say, take control in a forceful way, but really begin to be intentional with how you create your environment. And as I was preparing for this, I really started to think about environment in terms of the different ways it exists in our lives. And I uncovered that there's actually 7 environments. And you can like challenge me if you think there's more or less, but I think there's 7 core environments in a human being's life. And that would include your social environment, your mental environment, your emotional environment, your feelings, your digital environment, which is a new one, relatively new in the modern world, your spiritual environment, your cultural environment, and lastly, your physical environment. So I think all of these environments are around us all the time, and each one has a role to play in success, in forming a life that you love. Like they all have an important part of this conversation. So
yeah, they're all playing an impact, right?
Yeah, huge. And I was also thinking in terms, because you said at an event not too long ago, within the last 12 months, that it's not just environment, it's actually our habitat that we're creating. And so I just like went down a bit of a rabbit hole around habitat. And what's interesting about it is that it's like the ideal circumstances for life to thrive. That's what like habitat is. And even more interesting about habitat is that for an animal, say, it's like they don't choose their habitat. It's just instinctual. Like we have like foxes in our backyard and they're loving it. They're happy. There's like bunnies everywhere. There's like ducks everywhere. Like there's everything they need to survive and they're making it work. It's working. But with humans, like we can choose our habitat and like create it, which is really fascinating. And a huge difference between us and just like the natural world is that we can actually create our habitat.
Right. We actually have to.
Yes, we have to. Yeah, so interesting. So let's get this going. So how would you describe the role of environment when it comes to creating a 30-day year?
We all know like intuitively that environment is really important. You know, let's say, for example, somebody grew up in a neighborhood that was had poverty in it. And people are trying to get out of that neighborhood, right? So people are trying to move to a different neighborhood because they don't want their kids getting impacted. Or as parents, we want, if some kids come over and it's like, ooh, I don't know about that kid. You know, I don't know about my kid hanging out with that kid. And you're like, damn, I don't know if that's good. So we intuitively do know that the environment is having a significant impact on us as persons and just people in general.
And we also want the best. Like we do, like for our kids or whatever, like we do want to be in the best possible environment. I think intuitively
Yeah,
you
like
feel that.
yeah, like my family, we immigrated from Ireland in 1989, and I asked my mom because they brought us to Saskatoon, which in the winter can be quite cold. So I'm always like, why the hell did you bring us here? You know, I got you though, so it was worth it.
Yeah, I was here. They just knew that.
Yeah. If you're loving this content, hit the like and subscribe button and help us get this 30-day year message out. I said, why'd you bring us to Canada? And my mom just says, oh, better life. So
Right.
we grew
Yeah.
up in a neighborhood that was less than ideal. I guess you could call it rough. And my mom wanted something
I
better
asked
for
your
us.
mom about this very topic when we were in Ireland. I asked her, why did you choose to leave and start over in a new place like that? And she basically said that. She's just like, she looked around, observed what was going on, particularly for boys and men. And she's like, I don't want that for my kids.
Yeah,
I want something else. I want
She didn't
something
want
better.
us turning into...
She just saw what was coming and she didn't like it. She wanted something different.
That's right. So
Yeah.
as parents, we know this, in business, I think, I don't know if business people fully grasp it. I think parents do grasp it, but business people don't. They don't fully grasp the environment. Like, every time you go into a business,
Yeah.
you feel the culture, you feel that environment.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting too. Like, think about, I don't know if you've done much research and say along the lines of like Starbucks and how they choose their locations, but they have like whole teams of people researching like the busiest corners and the ones that have the best accessibility. They will invest so much resources, time, money to find the perfect locations to set up their shops. And then you'll notice that once the Starbucks goes in, like all these other businesses follow. And the same is true actually with Costco's too. They
Yeah,
put all
leverage their research, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
We move around the world to change our environment. We change neighborhoods for our environment. We go to
Yeah.
different restaurants for the environment. Almost every decision you make is an environmental decision.
Yes, for sure. What does a healthy environment look like to you? Mentally or physically, spiritually,
So
just in general?
yeah, well, harmonious is my,
Oh yeah, I like that.
I love, I don't want to be in any environments that aren't harmonious.
Yeah.
And
agree.
the issue with people, is there anything more annoying than a person? I don't think so.
That's a loaded question. I don't know how to answer that.
But people bring their environments with them.
Yeah.
So I like harmony.
Yeah.
There's some people
Yeah.
that, let's say you're going to have a party.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, yeah, I love let's have these people. And then you're like, oh, what about this person? You're like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know. They bring disharmony to the environment.
Mm.
But a few years ago, I was working with Bob Proctor, and we were at this 3% club, and we were making our purpose statements. And I crafted my purpose statement for about 3 days. And in my purpose statement, it says that I want to live and work in a harmonious, productive environment. So I like to work in environments that are harmonious, and I also like to work in environments that are productive.
Yeah.
So it's like I like to live a goal-orientated lifestyle. And for so many years, I was trying to make changes in my life, but I couldn't make them because of my environment. It wasn't until I started hanging out with other people that were pursuing things and goals like I was, did my goals actually start to increase in their accomplishments. Environment is everything. Like, we could
Yeah.
probably talk about this for hours.
I know we might. There's a lot
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
But when it comes to environments and speaking from like your business, like from a business perspective, which have shaped you the most today? And I feel like you've touched on it a bit, but take us deeper on that.
Say that one more time.
What environments have shaped you the most, particularly in business? And you touched on it a bit, but I think there's more there.
So I got this story coming to my mind. I don't know if this outright answers the question.
Okay.
So when I worked with Bob at Proctor Gallagher Institute, I worked on his coaching and sales team there
Yeah.
for a period of my career. And it was really interesting. One of the environments that I thought I didn't like at the beginning, I was like, this seems cruel. So on the sales team, people that were like not getting results, or people that kind of were falling into bad attitudes, they kind of like separate themselves. They almost got put out on an island. And I always like had a big heart. So I would want to go out to those people and like say, hey, what's up? Like, come on. This is actually a great place, you know?
Yeah.
But none of the leadership ever did that. And what I learned
Like
was
trying to take people back in.
yeah, trying to bring them back into the fold, you know?
Okay.
And I was like, oh, they're kind of being cruel to these people. Like, don't they care about them? Like, they're kind of suffering over there. And I realized that like there's kind of a bit of a herd mentality. You know how like in the African desert, there'll be like a herd of animals running and then the lame one kind of falls off and then the lions get that lame one. Like the whole herd doesn't turn back to get that one lame one. And that could be your grandmother or something, you know?
Yeah.
So in the beginning, I thought, oh, I don't know if I like this environment. This kind of seems cruel, a little bit tough.
Okay. Yeah.
But then I started to see why they were doing it like that. And I don't know if it was conscious or unconscious, but basically, if a person is drifted off, you can pick up their vibrations. Like you can pick up their attitude, and that attitude can now go into you. So you're no longer focusing on your target like the herd to cross the Sahara or whatever they're up to. You're going back. And once you go back, you start making everybody vulnerable. So that was really interesting to be in an environment that actually was tough.
Okay.
And I think maybe, you know, in a lot of society now, like we're trying to make no environments tough. And I think there could be a negative impact from that. So there's a fine line with that.
Do you think it's about standards in that case, or is it just about understanding attitude, perhaps, that they have to figure it out for themselves as opposed to always having to pull people back in? It's kind of like does it come from defining what the culture is of the company first? And then if somebody does slip away, it's kind of up to them to realign themselves. What do you think is the big lesson
Yeah,
here?
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every person's different too. So
Yeah.
Obviously you want your one culture. It has to be one culture, one standard.
Yeah.
Has to be implemented, has to be visible, has to be written out. You know, the second at Conway, the second we start sharing somebody with the standards of what we have, we get rid of most people.
Well, certainly it can weed out people, that it doesn't align with everyone. And that's the purpose of it.
Right. I think about the Navy SEALs. Like I think the Navy SEALs, I read once that, you know, they have like 40,000 applicants a year apply into the SEALs. And from that 40,000, they whittle it down to like 1,000. And then from that 1,000, they whittle it down to like 200 to Hell Week.
Right.
And then from that 200, there's been Hell Weeks where now one person has actually finished it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So what's the standards there? It's like the 0.1% club.
Wow.
You know, so it's interesting. It's a lot of fun though. And environment is culture.
So that's one environment that shaped you. What about I feel like you won't have a lot of positive things to say about construction. You didn't love that time, but I'm sure it helped in certain ways. Help you and continuously build like a new business. Like what would you say were some of the benefits of that time in your life that has actually served you? Like no negative stuff. No like frozen tools outside. I want to hear was there anything good?
I'll say it right now. I already know.
Okay.
If you've done construction
Yeah.
for a living in Canada,
Yeah.
where it's like -40,
Right.
everything else is just easy.
Right.
Like you got nothing to complain about. The snow just started falling here yesterday, and I was dropping off the girls this morning. It's to school, and as I was walking out to the car, I was like, oh my God, like I had this like flashback to like, I used to work in this.
Yes.
So construction make you tough.
Well, that's what I'm going to ask you is like, and you mentioned the SEALs as well, like these extreme environments can make relatively to other environments seem so easy. Like take someone that's gone through Hell Week and then ask them to like start a muffin business.
Actually, you take someone that goes through Hell Week and then ask them to go walk 2 kilometers.
Oh, that's impossible
Take someone
to
that's gone
compare.
through Hell Week and then ask them to go run a marathon. They'd be like, okay. So that's the same with construction.
So what I'm hearing then is that you feel that there's a benefit to extreme environments.
I think there is immense benefit to extreme environments.
Yeah, for maybe a short period of time.
I can't answer that.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, for example, like I play pool.
Yeah.
And I play in Division 1 and I lose all the time. I get destroyed all the time.
Right.
But I'm getting better.
Right. So that's a new environment you're in.
Yeah.
That's like shaping a new skill, but also I'm sure you're learning a lot of tenacity through that as well.
Yeah.
From learning that new skill.
Yeah.
That's
So you
cool.
just gotta watch that your environment, that when you're failing in your environment isn't eroding your attitude
Yeah.
and isn't denting your confidence, because
Yes.
really difficult environments, they can make you lose confidence.
Yeah. Well, it reveals a lot.
Yeah.
It can either minimize you or you can be like, no, I am going to like rise to the occasion of this. And I think that's where the polarity can come in with personalities, at least in those environments.
Yeah.
It's like a tread lightly thing. It may not be for everyone.
Yeah. Like this quote changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's by James Allen. And he said, circumstances don't make the man, they reveal him.
Yeah.
So
It's a good one. I got a hot topic question. I feel like this is something that actually has been asked on client Q&As, and I think it's a really valid question. It says, how does someone know when their environment no longer matches their growth?
you'll feel it.
I would assume that this would be like a social question.
It's tough. It's tough and it's not tough. So when I started pursuing my first 30-day year, I cut everything and everyone but my family out of my life. So I knew at that time already that environment plays a massive role in my thinking, in what I direct my thinking towards. So the easiest thing you can do is start to change your environment. If you know, are you getting bored in the conversations, right? Are these people, do they accept when you're like when you quit? Do they push you? What part of you are they supporting? Do they support the part that you quit, or do they support the part where you endeavor? Because I think everybody, if you ask everyone, hey, do you want this person to be free? They're going to say, yeah. If they're a loved one, they're going to say, yeah, of course I want Jimmy to be free.
Yeah.
But what they don't want is they don't want to change. Because if you change, then that changes their life too. So it's like a double
Rocks the
binding
boat.
message. Yeah.
Rocks the boat.
Yeah.
How do thoughts and emotions shape your like energetic atmosphere?
So it's very rare to come across a person that is in control of their own thoughts and emotions. So most people's environment is getting inside. And I don't know if you've noticed, but most environments are fairly disorderly, chaotic. And there's stress in a lot of environments. So that stress gets inside the person, and then they are overran by the environment. If a person can make the leap to understand that their thinking and their state of mind is playing a significant role in their environment, that person can start to shape their environment. We've been endowed with godlike ability to shape our own environment, and we can do it through our own mental attitude.
Yeah, fully. This question really makes me think about just chaos within, chaos without. You know, I shared a story around that in an attitude episode we did where my thoughts became chaotic and then I had chaos on the outside. So it's simple in nature. It makes logical sense, but I think so many of us we don't think about it enough. They're like, if there's really an issue on the outside, if there's really a result I want on the outside, there must not be enough order on the inside yet to create it.
Yeah, enough power, enough awareness.
Power.
Yeah.
Yep.
Most people aren't aware that their outside world controls their entire life.
The outside controls the inside.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most people are. I used
Yeah.
to be dominated like that.
Yeah.
All the time, very reactive. And that's what's so curious about it, because as adults, as parents, you know that you don't want your kids hanging out with certain people. You know that you don't want your kids out past 12 o'clock on the street or whatever it is. Like, you know all these things. And we try and get our kids into better schools, into better neighborhoods, around better friends. We know the power of influence. Yet that's like the only area that we think about it in. Most entrepreneurs don't think about it within their business and culture. Like, what are you doing to make your environment harmonious? You know, I've talked to countless people that work in environments that are absolutely toxic.
Right.
No one's consciously making their environment toxic, though.
No.
It just is.
Yeah, it's just a symptom of disorder. Yeah, like the toxicity. What helps you maintain a strong mental environment under pressure?
For me, it'd be faith in a higher power. So I believe that, so our team here at Conway, so if anyone is listening to this and they have a team, this is something that we've implemented at Conway Mentorship to try and contribute to having a more harmonious and incredible environment. So every morning I run a visualization call, and so we study for 5 minutes, read something that orientates the mind, something positive, and then we visualize together as a team. And these people are all over the world. We do it digitally through the Zoom. So we visualize, and then afterwards I've actually started to like implement prayer into it, and we just ask the power to come in. So that's one thing that we do to orientate a positive environment for the day at Conway.
Well, I really do feel it creates this amazing like connection point for everybody, but it does create stronger minds.
Oh,
It's unreal.
The people that come,
Yeah.
their attitudes are more positive. But one of the most, three things that I've noticed. Number one, their general attitude's more positive.
Yeah.
Number two is their attention to detail has gone up. So like their standard has gone up. But I think that that's coming from their creativity. So I've noticed a big creativity boost since implementing
I agree.
that.
I've seen it too.
Yeah.
100%. You can see it.
So if we can get everyone to create the internal environment first, we're finding that if we start with the internal environment of each individual and us as a team, then that internal environment that we generate is then starting to get dispersed into our day.
Yeah. No, I love it. It's so cool. And I love this idea that like calmness combined with creativity and imagination is like creating harmony.
Yeah. So we are taking advantage of our godlike ability to create our own environment.
Right. That's cool. How do you clear emotional or mental clutter to make space for new results?
Just clear your mind.
How would you do that?
Like a practice. So what I like to do, and we do this at Team Conway in the morning too. I like to, when I start, I know how to meditate. So meditation will do it. So if anyone has never tried meditation, you should look into it. It's pretty amazing. There's these guys out in Australia called Malcolm and Troy, and it's called Streamline Meditation, Mush and Mind. So Streamline Meditation, Mush and Mind, and you go check them out. They're incredible. I think they're probably one of the greatest meditation people in the world. So they taught me how to meditate. So before I do anything, I like to clear my mind out. I don't want to bring in whatever's going on. So I like to cut whatever's happening. I like to cut myself off, make that connection, clear out, and then allow my imagination and my intuition to start to go out and receive.
Yeah.
And that's how I do it.
I love Malcolm and Troy.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
They've helped me so much.
And then
too.
some religions have it too, like forgiveness. Like, the Catholic Church has the sacrament of reconciliation. Making amends to people, like just clearing out the garbage.
Making it right.
Yeah, just clear it out. If you owe someone an apology, just clear it up.
I think with this topic as well, there's like a really close connection to our physical environment too. So I want to go there next. Talk about like physical, even digital environments. How does the physical space around you affect your focus and creativity? Like in your workspace?
Oh, it's massive.
Tell me more.
So I have a really amazing mentor named Jane. She's 85. And I picked her up one day and I said to Jane, I effing love order. I effing love order.
Yeah.
Right? Order is like, it's cleanliness. Now, I'm not great at actually making order.
No,
not
That's
physical.
not your
I'm actually
strength.
pretty darn decent at internal, but to make something pretty, to make it beautiful,
it's not your gift.
Oh, not even close to my gift. So, but I do love it. So I hire
you
people to
appreciate
make it. So when something's not orderly, I actually don't like it. But I also don't like using my time to make it orderly. So I will hire people to do that. But I love order. Environmental order is everything. There's some like really famous speech online from a Navy SEAL general who said, first thing you do when you get out of bed, when you get out of bed, you should make your bed. Creates order for the day, No one likes clean the kitchen after. Now, if you don't love doing these things, but you love having them, then you better start making more money so you can hire other people to do it.
See, I always grew up making my bed. And then I fell into this like habit of stopping doing it. And we do have someone that can do it for us. But I've started doing it again. Because I do agree. I think it does. My days are better. They go better when I get up, I make my bed. There's no option to go back in because it's made now. It does feel better. It gets me going in the right way. Gets me like a win under my belt in the first 2 minutes of being up.
Hire someone to make your environment more pretty.
Yeah.
I think the biggest paradigm and belief that I had to overcome to actually start to leverage my environment was to stop being a cheap ass. Like, if you're a cheap ass, it's really hard to make an environment beautiful.
It's really hard to be married to as well when I'm trying to make it nice and you're just trying to like stop from being nice. Just if I can be honest.
Well, you got a value for this.
But like, making the environment nice is so, I think it's everything. It's a game changer.
You're in possession of the most powerful force in the universe, a human imagination. Learn how to harness this superpower and grow your business with peace of mind. Visualization isn't just for artists or professional athletes. Great fortunes can be built with it too. Download my free visualization checklist and get started today.
I went through this huge declutter phase. This was prior to when we lived here. This was in our old house. And it was after Lily was maybe like a year old. And I was just like fed up. I was like, there's so much stuff in here we don't need. Like, I'm done with this like kind of haphazard living room setup because we had moved, right? And we had all this stuff from a previous home and it didn't really work in the new home. And so I went through this like huge declutter. I got rid of so much stuff. And it was amazing. Like the house, I think you may remember this. And you're like, wow, the energy in here feels so good. Mm-hmm. But just inside, I had this like niggling feeling. I was like, there's more. There's like a rat's nest I haven't found of stuff. And I just couldn't. I had done the whole house top to bottom. Like there was nothing hiding in that house. But we had kept the house before and we'd rented it out. And I'd kind of forgotten that we had kept some of our stuff in that place in the garage. And so I went over there, I opened up the garage and I was like, oh, here's the rat's nest. That's like, I could feel. That was bothering me.
You can feel it.
You could feel it. And so I remember we got like your truck. We found somebody to help us. I think he had worked for your construction business at that time.
He took half the junk with him.
Yeah. So
half went to the dump and half he took because he was like
kind of
a hoarder.
Environmentalist, let's call him. So there was...
Saw value in everything.
Saw value in everything.
Like my dad.
Yeah. So there was like a third of it was pure trash. A third was donations, which it was Marcel, I think he took. He just like kept, which is fine. I mean, whatever you want to do, Marcel. And then half was good. I kept a third of it. And then I just was looking around that property and that like the yard hadn't been maintained. The tenants weren't maintaining the yard. It was like drive me insane. Like there was weeds like 4 feet high. I was like, this is crazy. Like we, number one, got to take care of this, but also we just have to like sell this house because you used to hoard houses back then. And I removed you from the equation. You weren't allowed to be involved in it. And I was like, we're going to sell this house. And I remember preparing it to sell, getting it ready to sell. I was really involved in, lots. I was listening to Definites of Purpose a lot back then, like constantly. And I was picking weeds and I don't know if like the dust like gave me like a weird hazy spinning moment or if it was the actual information, but I was like picking the weeds, I was listening to it and I was like, whoa, like something really hit there. And I remember driving home after that experience and for like a split second, it was like the new life that I was working toward was like present. And it was like everything kind of stopped and it was like this very sort of like surreal, magical
like
moment.
Like a vision?
Yeah, it was like a vision. And it was like, it was like the future is now. It was like this, like, it's like time collapsed or something. And it was very emotional. I was like really rattled up after. And I remember crying and telling you about it. And I was like, God's real, Dave, God's real. Everything's real. Like all this stuff we're doing is real. And it was like a really powerful moment for me. But what created that experience was picking some weeds. and like decluttering our home to create harmony.
Create some order.
Yeah, create some order. And it was just this really powerful experience. And so I really consider taking care of your home, keeping it orderly, a very spiritual practice. I kind of like buy into the like Marie Kondo notion that like all objects are part of the world, and they all want, everything that's been created wants to be in a state of harmony, even if it's not conscious. That's kind of like some of her theory or her philosophy. And so, and it is interesting. And so it's even interesting from the perspective of design, where it's like, you want to put things in the right place so that that object that's been created, like this mug, feels like it's part of the space in its rightful
you're very good
ownership of its own space. I don't know if I'm explaining myself well. I'm interested in it. I'm interested in it, and I have a talent for it too. Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I'm not good at it.
No, but the point is that I think that people can arrive to harmony through different ways. Like it might take us, for me to create order within, might have taken me to create order in my home first. And it can create this like shift in energy. For you, I think it's different. And I think for anyone listening, it could be different. And so regardless, I think that all these things we're talking about, whether it's social environments and physical environments, emotional, all these things, I think we can all find our road to inner peace through one of these avenues, I think is what
I agree.
Getting at. Okay, cool. Do you want to talk about digital stuff now? I think this is a hot topic. Digital environments is big. And I think we're all like on our phones a lot, unfortunately, for better or for worse. I've tried to really shift my attitude around my phone, where I just think of it as like my ultimate personal assistant.
They are cheap for what they do.
And I consider it an employee. And it's like, you're my employee. I am getting you to manage my calendar. I'm getting you to run my vehicle for me. I'm getting you to like do this. And when I made that switch, I detached from this like need to be just on it. And it gave me a lot of power back when suddenly I was like, maybe I should like name it, give it like a little wig or something, make it like a person. But I
like your phone?
Yeah. I honestly feel like it's like a person. It's like this person that is like an assistant.
Well, it's a computer.
It is.
It's a robot.
Yeah, for sure. And it's even going to become more so like that now that AI is taking over everything. But for yourself, how do you look at digital environment? How do you manage it on the day-to-day?
I manage it by turning it off. So my phone, we're talking specifically to the phone?
Yes, but you can do that sometimes, Dave. But like you are on your phone, like sometimes you have to be on your phone. So it is on, it is part of your life. When it is part of your life, so when you're not using it, it's off. But when it is part of your life, how do you use it? What are your habits?
I go to it. It doesn't come to me. So my phone doesn't ring. It doesn't flash. It doesn't beep. So it's always on silent.
Yeah.
If you call me, it probably goes straight to voicemail, and then I'll see it when I pick it up. I'm like, oh, Jimmy called, or oh, Jack called. And then I'll call that person back, or I'll respond to that text.
Yeah.
Like even as we record this, like my phone is off, and it will be off until we're done.
Yeah. Right.
You know, I might check it at a break, and if I did, it would just be strictly business related.
Yeah.
So I use it to communicate with people. I try to avoid even using it to check the time. So for me, I like to, it's a tool for me. I use it. It doesn't use me. Because it's powerful. And we're all human, and it's wired up to take control of you.
Yeah. So, I mean, you may have already explained this, but would you say, or maybe just explain a little bit more like what your habits are to protect your attention from those distractions? I mean, you've mentioned you don't have notifications on, you don't have those things on to even interrupt you. Is there other things? That's about
it for me.
Is that it?
That's about it. Yeah. That's about it. Like it doesn't notify me.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell me when it's doing something.
Yeah. When I think about digital or social media and things like that, I think another big mindset shift for me, number one, turning my phone into a personal assistant, as
a tool.
Like, what's that called? I personified the phone as a personal assistant. But I also found when it comes to content or like social media or consuming content, I think we want to have the attitude that we want to start becoming creators versus consumers and becoming just like mindless scrollers, right? It's like, if this is part of life now, like making content, this is content we're doing right now. If this is part of life, just become a creator of it rather than a consumer of it. And if you're going to be a creator of it, what's going to be your focus, your purpose with it?
Yeah, well, like what I'm going to say now might kind of rattle a lot of people up, but I start to become aware that our minds have actually now become digitized. So our minds are becoming digitized. It's almost like the digital world is getting so much in our mind that we're like almost become like part cyborg,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
it's not that we're having our limbs, replaced. Well, some of us are, but it's not like outright cyborg like a sci-fi show, but the starting of it. And I remember like some religious folk like, don't get the chip, there's a chip coming and don't let them put a chip in you or whatever.
Right, yeah.
And
the chip fear
it's
is
like
real.
100% people are going to get a chip.
Yeah.
For sure the chip's coming. For sure people are going to get it because people want to be optimized. We're always seeking to run faster, be better, be more efficient constantly. But we're forgetting that part of us inside, that there's an infinite intelligence that's inside of us all. And it takes way more effort to practice meditation and to practice visualization and to study and to consciously improve ourselves every day than it does to just pick up a phone and ask the phone a question. People will do anything to not think. So
I'm going to challenge you on that. I think it's people will do anything to not feel.
I don't even think people know that they're doing it.
I think that
Like if you actually stop and like become aware of how you feel, you'd be surprised how many times you're like, I don't feel good right now.
I actually feel really good right now, though.
Yeah.
I
I'm
actually
not
do.
saying right now for me, but I'm just
Okay.
saying, if a person stops and asks themselves,
Yes.
or how chaotic your mind is going at the
Yeah.
current time. So you got to watch that device. That device has a lot of power. And I find it very interesting. I've actually become more interested in my phone over the last few weeks.
But I think there's feelings avoidance going on when it comes to it. Like we want to avoid some of these feelings we might have, whether it's feelings of not feeling enough, feelings of doubt, feelings of fear. And then unfortunately, this device kind of fills that gap, or it like feeds at least the need for dopamine hits just to at least.
Yeah, it's just a new addiction. It can
Yeah,
be
it's a new
found in
addiction.
food and
Yeah. So I
drugs,
think-
alcohol.
And the real thing then is you just have to take control of it.
Yeah.
Take control of the digital environment. Personify
You
it.
can try.
Give it a name.
Yeah,
Can be
but your mind's
personal
become
assistant.
digitized.
Oh, I fully know that. Why do you think I put digital environment in this show notes, Dave? Like I'm
You're
aware.
bringing out the conspiracy side of me here.
No, yeah. Man, that song hasn't come out in a while. Conspiracy Dave? Man, maybe we should do an episode about with Conspiracy Dave. Get all these like
The thing about most conspiracies is that they're just true. It's like in time they all just become true.
Okay, I want to pivot into more social stuff now. We're going to leave digital behind because it's going to dark places. Okay, so what boundaries or standards help you maintain a high performance social environment?
I probably need to get even better and better at this. So I feel even the desire to create a standard, the desire to create an environment that has high standards, that's a great start, even that that is something, because standards are always something that needs to be pursued all the time. So what I did for our company is start that visualizing, start the standard that we walk our own walk. Like we tell all of our clients that the way to change a paradigm is repetition of thought. And some of the tools of that are study, visualization. And we do that. We do that here at Conway. And I think that one activity is leading to unbelievable change. And I think over the next decade, what that one exercise is going to do for us, it will be just unreal.
Yeah, I agree. Totally. And what do you think is the best way to build an environment of accountability?
I don't know if I've mastered that, Jack.
See, I think you do know the answer to this.
What do you think?
I've heard you talk about it all week.
What do you
Maybe I
think?
didn't word the question right. I think really, I think really it's just a call to leadership. You know, if like you're falling down in the accountability side of things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to just become the leader. Yeah, speak to that.
Yeah. So I discovered a couple of years ago that if I want something, and that something is a matter of a habit, and I'm falling short on developing that habit, that if I become the leader, so for example, let's say a person goes to CrossFit class at 5 a.m. in the morning, and they say, I'm going to go to 5 a.m. every day. The chances that the teacher is going to be at that class is like 99.9%.
For sure. Yeah.
The chances that the clients or the customers are going to be at that class is like, I don't know, 75% or something.
Really that high? I was
I
going
don't
to
know.
say like 40%.
Okay. I don't really know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
All I'm trying to illustrate that it'll be less.
Yes.
Right? So the teacher's always there, right? The leader's always there. So if you want something, if you're falling short on personal accountability to something,
Yeah.
become the leader of that something. Organize a group of people that are into that idea, and you will find that your accountability, you will start to do the thing that you are failing in doing. You'll be there. Like for some reason, there's something in all of us where we don't show up for ourselves, but the pressure of showing up for another is greater. So we do show up for other people.
Yes.
Right? Like
for
you
sure.
don't procrastinate till the test. So if the test is on Friday morning at 9 a.m.,
Yeah.
you will start to, if you haven't been studying, you will procrastinate until that moment of that test. Then the pressure comes on.
100%.
So orchestrating situations where you are the leader of it,
Yep.
you will find your accountability goes through the roof.
Oh my God. This is my life. This is like my whole life. I've always put pressure on myself to create something, and then I have to do it. I can't let anyone down.
Yeah.
Have to do it.
It's a hack.
Like it's such a hack. I just did this with this new initiative we're doing this year called Prosperity with Purpose. I was so close to not doing it. I was like, oh, Dave, look, we're so busy. We have so many things to do already. Like I got to focus on this thing and that thing and the podcast and the team and the recruitment and all the things. And I was like, I don't have time to do this.
Yeah.
I don't have
we
time
actually
to raise.
thought of it like in February, like half
Oh
a year
yeah,
ago, longer.
almost a year ago.
Yeah.
And it took, anyways. So I was ready to throw in the towel. I was ready to make every excuse and just not do it because I knew that as soon as I have to step up, like it's on. And there's no going back. And it's like, okay, I'm fully committed now. And the goal was set. We want to raise $100,000 in our community in the next year to support the YWCA, that charity in our city, whom we have both personally donated our own cash, $200,000 toward. So we want to raise an additional $100,000 now through this initiative. And our first event sold out. Shout out to Team Conway for selling it out. Awesome. So proud of them. Visualization probably gets the real, what's that called? Like employee of the month is just like the whole concept.
Visualization.
The concept of visualization gets the employee of the month.
Yeah, the Conway office, like employee of the month is this like wispy cloud.
Wispy cloud. It's like everyone's imaginations gets the award this month. But so cool that the first one sold out so quick and way ahead of time, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, since just making the decision to do it, it's been so good. Like we've got people reaching out to sponsor. I don't even have to ask them, and they're coming to us wanting to get involved. It's selling out 2 weeks ahead of time. Like friends are reaching out asking about it. I was like, and I almost said no to this. Like what a shame that would have been.
I think it's because people want to be involved in something.
Yeah.
I think people are like
something meaningful.
I think the general population, we want to contribute to something good.
100%.
And when there's an opportunity to do that, then we can jump on that wagon.
Yeah. So like if the environment isn't there right now, you can create it. So like if you're maybe
always
like
thought that.
if the inspiration's dimmed or dulled, like you don't have to accept that. You can just create something. Like my whole career has been based on that. Because I tried to get corporate jobs, no one would hire me, couldn't get jobs. I was like, well, screw it, I'll just make it myself.
I've been
That's what I've been
speaking
doing ever
now.
since.
I've been speaking sharing these ideas and speaking now for 8 years this month.
Yeah.
And I can count on one hand how many people have asked me to come and speak on their stage. But I've done like 1,000 talks.
Yeah.
So I built my own stage. So if you don't have an opportunity, for crying out loud, like you have a mind.
Yeah.
Create your own opportunity.
Right.
Get out there. And you can hide behind that. You can hide by, the environment's not perfect, so I'm not
Yes.
going to act.
Right.
And we use environmental conditions all the time as excuses. And at the root of it, I think it's just fear.
100%. Well, it was fear that was going to stop me from doing this initiative. And thank goodness, had a change of heart, which is really good. Okay, so I want to know, do you believe that environment responds to your internal frequency? And if so, like, how does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
go into that.
Yeah, 100%. This is like foundational.
Mm-hmm.
So has anyone ever noticed that we all go through these cycles, like I went through this, that you're like living on a hamster wheel? Where you're kind of like, it's like every day is like, we got shows like Groundhog Day, right? So it's like you wake, you're like, okay, here we go again. And it's like, you're just, all of a sudden, you're not a human being anymore. You're like, become this human doing. And regardless of how hard you try, it's always the same things flowing back in. So I used to have this client, his name was Lucky Luke. And his name was Luke. And then I called him Lucky Luke. And the reason I called him Lucky Luke is because Lucky Luke was one of the most unlucky bastards you could ever meet. So he thought that working hard was going to get him out of his issues. So working hard was always the solution.
You know what comes to mind when you talk about Lucky Luke? I think of that like cartoon character with like the cloud over his head. Is that from Charlie Brown?
Yeah, is he with the kid with the dirty blanket?
That's Pigpen.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know Charlie Brown.
I'm
from Ireland. I don't know that.
Just imagine like a sad character with the cloud.
I know
over his head.
Granuaile.
I also know Granuaile. She's cool.
Different.
Super cool. There's a movie about her. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Now,
you were talking about Lucky Luke.
So Lucky Luke. And Lucky Luke had some debt. And this guy would work like all day as a carpenter, and then he had like a snow plow machine. He was like Mr. Plow on The Simpsons. And he would work all night plowing snow in the winter, and then he would work so sometimes this guy would go like 3-4 days straight.
Yeah.
And not even go to sleep. And he was trying to get ahead. So he'd earn more money, but that something always happened to put him back in the same position. Now, I know what that's like. Now, I wasn't extreme as Lucky Luke. I wasn't as extreme as him in my way of just like working myself to death.
Yeah.
I did work myself into illness, but I didn't work myself to death like he was heading towards. But he was constantly trying to change his world from the outside. Only if people understood that your world is being generated from the inside. Like in May of 2017, I'm at an event down in Los Angeles, and I have this basically a spiritual experience where a voice goes off in my head, and it's like, Dave, who else is living your life but you? And it's like, well, yeah, I am. Wow, what an epiphany. Now, intellectually, I think a lot of people understand that, but to get that on an emotional level is a very different story. So we have been endowed, as I said earlier, we've been endowed with gifts to create our environment. So if you can start to build an internal environment, a world and a version of yourself and your life that you would like to be, and you keep pumping that in there, you're going to find that in time, your outside world will start to change 100%. How is anything created?
Yep. Cool. I totally agree.
It's logical, actually.
So I want to get into a couple action-based steps for everybody as we kind of wrap this one up. How do you design an environment that supports exponential growth? Because we want to help people create a 30-day year. So what would you recommend?
I think the first thing you got to do is you got to sit down and ask yourself, what do I really want? What would be a life worth living? And after you do that, start to write it out and create a visualization or a clear mental picture or a little mini movie of that.
Cool. Because you are creating an environment. You're designing the environment through your imagination, through it is what that you want, how you want to live.
That's right. Most people start their day in neutral. They don't choose enthusiasm.
What environments have accelerated your success the fastest?
Going to events and running our own events.
Yeah. And mentorship.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think back in my life, when did my life change the most? Well,
Yeah.
when I was working with somebody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Never been able to change on my own. I've always needed help. And I don't think I'm the only person in that club.
Right.
And
We
that's
all
good.
need help. We
Yeah,
all
and that's
need
good.
help.
Yeah, we all do. And I think it's designed like that. We're dependent upon each other.
Totally. This was really fun. So, final thoughts on environment?
Yeah, I think we should end it the same way we started. Environment is everything. And if you want to change your outside environment, understand that outside environment is being generated from your inside environment. So start to ask yourself, what do I really want? Start to visualize. We have another podcast on visualization, so you can go check that out. We go pretty deep into how to do it and what to do, and when to do it.
It all starts with you.
Let it begin with me.
If this podcast is opening your eyes to powerful new ideas, helping you think bigger, and opening your level of awareness, be sure to hit subscribe right now and leave us a 5-star review. That will help us reach more ambitious people just like you ready to grow.
Produced at
Sound Lounge by T-Bone.